aking pong plataforma ay nakafocus sa tatlong areas ng justice and rule of law, anti-corruption, and championing human rights. Although dinadagdag ko rin po dyan yung electoral reforms. And this agenda simply reflects my exposure, my experience in those areas, because I used to be an election lawyer, and then I became, as you know, CHR chairperson, and later as DOJ secretary. So justice and rule of law, I would want to simplify the criminal investigation process for speedier, more effective investigation and prosecution of criminal cases. And we have in fact proposed already a criminal investigation bill in both houses of Congress, and even proposed a new code of crimes to overhaul or replace our 83-year-old revised penal code. I think it's time po to update this antiquated revised penal code so as to be attuned to the times. There are obsolete provisions there. The penalties are no longer realistic. And there are new species of crimes like cyber crimes, human trafficking, etc. And we have to simplify also the classification of crimes. There are several classification of crimes now, and there are still terms there which reflect our colonial times. We have to delete those Latin terms, Roman terms, etc. And again, adjust the penalties, especially for major crimes like drug trafficking, human trafficking. There are quite a number of special laws, of course, criminal laws, so we have to consolidate those criminal laws. Sa korupsyon naman po, or anti-corruption, kailangan talagang magpatupad tayo ng panibagong opensiba laban sa korupsyon. And what exactly do I mean by that? While marami hong naging accomplishments ang Pinoy administration sa larangan ng anti-corruption, nakikita naman po natin ang performance ng ombudsman, and then by putting the right people in key justice institutions like at the helm of the key justice institutions like the Supreme Court, the Ombudsman, the Sandigan Bayan, and then the DOJ, the COA, the BIR, then it shows the earnest of the Pinoy administration in fighting corruption. Pero sa tingin ko po, kulang pa. And I'm referring actually to our existing legal mechanisms pertaining to ill-gotten wealth, yung mga nakaw na yaman. How do we strengthen our laws, strengthen our existing legal mechanisms to promptly and speedily go after and search for the ill-gotten wealth, and to deter its further use and concealment? Paano ho natin malalabanan yung paggamit at pagtago ng mga nakaw na yaman? And when I say nakaw na yaman, hindi lang po ito yung mga nakaw na yaman ng mga plunderers, ng mga corrupt, kundi yung mga kayamanan ng mga big criminal syndicates like drug trafficking syndicates, human trafficking syndicates, yung mga investment scams, and of course the money launderers. Especially the issue is quite timely. So I've been proposing for that, to strengthen existing legal mechanisms. Hindi pa ho, kulang pa ang mga mekanismo natin dyan. I'm thinking of coming up with a strong law on that, sort of proceeds of the Crime Act, our counterpart, our version of the proceeds of the Crime Act in other jurisdictions like England and other countries in Europe. Kasi tayo dito, under existing legal framework, pwede lang nare-recover ang mga proceeds of crimes kapag may conviction na. But what about yung mga provisional measures na even without yet conviction, while still under trial, kailangan meron na ring other mechanisms like civil forfeiture, civil recovery of assets. Yes, we have a forfeiture law but that needs fine-tuning, that needs further improvement in the light of itong mga $81 million money laundering scandal na nakita yung mga butas ng ating mga batas pertaining to our banking system, pertaining to the money laundering, and pertaining to the operations, for example, of other establishments like casinos. And in human rights, of course, we have to focus more on the vulnerable sectors, on the marginalized sectors. So I'm speaking here about strengthening of social justice. Those who have less in life must have more in law. Give more social protection to the members of the vulnerable sectors. In a nutshell, that is my agenda. And of course, electoral reforms, strengthening of political parties. We need not go back to the two-party system as being proposed by some sectors. Multi-party system, especially the party-less system, is there. It's in the Constitution, and per se, the multi-party system, for as long as our party-less system is being genuinely implemented, yung wala yung mga bogus na mga parties, there's actually nothing wrong with that. So the solution is to get rid yung mga fly-by-night na mga political parties and yung hindi naman talaga mga seryoso, just taking advantage, and since they're not able to really win in the general elections, and then they just avail of the party system to advance their interests, but which are not really genuinely for the interest of the marginalized sectors. So strengthen our political party system. If state subsidy is the solution, to subsidize the strong political parties so that they can cultivate future leaders of the country based on competence, based on principles and vision, then we have to support the proposal for state subsidy of political parties with a view of strengthening the political parties para naiiwasan yung patronage system. For as long as we have a weak party system na hindi naman siniseryoso ng mga kandidato each election time, then patronage system will continue to be a feature of our society. And you know what that means. It leads further to corruption, the patronage system, because binabawi ng mga politiko yung mga ginagastos nila as padrinos pag nakapwesto na ang mga politiko. So in a nutshell po, that's my vision. Thank you.